Hello, my loves. I hope you all enjoyed watching the other board members' personal version of Soy. If you haven't seen them, you should check out the apps on YouTube because they're super insightful and fun to watch. But I'm back. Let's get to it. So welcome to the 10th episode of Soy, where today we're going to be looking at the insecurities associated with burnout. And I think realizing that you're burnt out, it's linked to realizing insecurities, because once you are aware of the fact that you're kind of running on an empty tank, you start to question your capabilities and whether or not you'll be able to make it through a certain course or a certain internship or job, or just a period of your life where you feel like you're running out of energy. In college, there are so many different opportunities for us to take advantage of, and we have so many chances to make opportunities for ourselves. So it makes sense when we find ourselves with a plate that's a little too full. It's perfectly normal and healthy to realize that we're giving too much of ourselves. Sometimes we may have like a few commitments, but they're big ones, and they ask so much of you, and they take, regardless of how much you're already willing to give to it. And sometimes we have a bunch of, like, a whole array of responsibilities, and each of them take a small bit of you, but those small bits start to add up, and you're left wondering, like, how much of myself is left just for me? I feel like when we find ourselves in situations where we're wondering, like, whether or not we have enough energy or passion or time to do everything as well as we want to do, we have to reevaluate our expectations for ourselves. When you find yourself in a position where you just, it's a fact where you can't be working as efficiently or as tirelessly as you wish you can, because either you are burnt out or you're going through something rough in life and you just have to deal with that. Whatever it may be, we have to take a step back and realize when we're asking too much of ourselves. But when you're feeling burnt out and you're starting to question whether or not you could do everything that you've signed yourself up for, you should probably take a step back and take a more holistic view on your life, because if the things that are happening right now and the things that happen only in college, all the things that I listed before, they're fun and they're exciting and they're for your own personal development, but how much of that will carry on beyond your college years? You need to reevaluate all of the energy and time you put into your different responsibilities and question whether or not in the long run is it gonna be worth it. And I hope it is, but it's okay to realize if it's not. So what I suggest is that you remember who you are and remember what goals you're trying to achieve, and see if everything that you're doing and all of yourself that you're putting in, if all of that is necessary, and if all the emotions tied to your efforts are necessary, all the stress, all the frustration and anger, and there's also positive emotions, of course, because with efforts, hopefully, and most of the time, they'll yield success, and with that comes satisfaction and happiness. But you just have to really look at the whole picture and reevaluate, reprioritize, and keep chugging on. Another really important thing to do is to rely on the people around you. If you're feeling burnt out, don't be afraid to tell people and acknowledge, and look for acknowledgement and look for help, because there's always help. And there's resources for us. If you need help finding them, or if you just don't know what they are, hey, I got you.